And we are back for day 6 of our 12 days of Christmas in July. And
Why
so
not?
we hope you've enjoyed 1 through 5. And now on day 6, we're talking about 6 KPIs that if you were managing well inside the operational side of your business, your marketing team could really help you make some decisions. Or if you are your marketer, you could be looking at really good data to help you make some decisions.
Yeah, so we always say that marketing performs better when your operations is also firing on all cylinders. Marketing will only heighten and expose more operational deficiencies. So if you will pay attention to these 6 KPIs, it will help us have a better marketing strategic plan for you.
And we did bring up a good point. Emily and I sat here talking through this a little bit. There are true marketing KPIs, cost per leads and things like that you should be tracking. But this is how these are the internal pieces, right? And so that's why it's going to feel a little strange. But internally, I am shocked, you guys, when I talk to new contractors of how many of you can't answer these questions. So then cost per lead and things like that really are non-impactful because we have an operational, we don't even know where we fit operationally. So this is going to be our encouragement. These 6 KPIs are internal things that we'd love to see you watch. So Emily's going to kick us off with number 1.
Number 1, your booking rate. Okay. So when someone calls and your CSR picks up the phone, are they able to actually book an appointment, get them on the board? So that is a very crucial KPI because again, marketing doesn't need to be driving leads if we can't actually turn them into jobs. So looking at your booking rate is a tremendous and probably number 1 KPI that we have to be looking at starting at ground zero here.
Yeah, because listen, if we can drive all kinds of leads. If you can't book any of them, you're going to be mad. And the issue is like, well, the leads were there. You didn't book them very well. Also, booking rate does not change when you launch an AI tool. So if you launch an AI answering service, a chat answering service, all of those things still have a booking rate attached. Okay. So what is your booking rate for form fills? What is your booking rate for chat? What is your booking rate for online scheduling? I know that feels weird, but how many people went to your online scheduling tool and never actually scheduled? And then how many people are calling the office that your team can't get scheduled? Listen, I know all the excuses. Well, they were tire kickers and they weren't my customer, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. It's still going to come out with an average booking rate for your team. And I'm going to tell you, if it's not hitting 80%, we've got a problem, right?
Correct.
Again, you can start identifying what the problem is. Just because it's below 80 doesn't mean you lose your mind. But 80% of the time, I should be able to take some customer that is a valid lead and get them on our system, get them booked. I used to tell our CSRs at McWilliams, I don't care, book it. But get it in the system. We'll figure it out later. Because I don't know about you guys. I don't have a lot of room to be picky. I can be picky in a sense of like, well, I don't want to work on, PTAC units or something like that. But right now, like you're better served being quick and efficient with a client. So number 1, booking rate all the way around.
Book the call. Yes. Number 2, conversion rate of how many people, when the opportunity presents, are they converting to your maintenance plan? Okay. So we love maintenance plans and getting on a reoccurring maintenance package because it helps us during shoulder season. But what we hear often is, my guys hate talking about it. They hate bringing it up. They don't want to sell something else.
People.
Yes. But we have to show the value of it and the value of the maintenance plan to the homeowner, but also to us as the company. So monitoring your conversion rate of how many people is your team getting signed up for your maintenance plan is a tremendous KPI that you can be monitoring.
Yeah. And here's why. Like I love a good gas station attendant because I love to go in and I'll be like, hey, y'all have some new candy? My kids love new candy, new chips, things like that. And think about it. A person working a counter at a convenience store probably never would describe themselves as a salesperson. But what they can do is say, hey, did you see we got these new candies right here? Did you see that new drink back there? Did you see this? Did you see that? Did you want to round up for this nonprofit? They are salespeople. Everyone that works for you is a salesperson, whether they like it or not. You're rarely in a position, unless you're like an assembly person, where if you're customer facing at all, guess what?
You're in sales.
You're in sales. That's what it is, right? So when your team starts worrying, like, well, they're not salespeople and they don't want to recommend things that they don't need. I look at the contractor every time and I say, are you providing a service that they don't need? Oh, no. I mean, everybody needs us to, monitor their system in some way. Because right now there's cool options out there. but everyone needs monitoring. That's like saying, you know what we really don't need in cars? A notice when we need an oil change. I don't know about y'all. My car would break down. I need the light and the ding because I don't track mileage very
And then
well.
for it to tell me consistently, like,
Yeah.
time
Or,
for
hey,
an
girl,
oil change.
2
time for
miles
an
to
oil change.
empty.
Yeah.
I don't really get worried about it until it's like less than double digits. And then I'm like, I better get somewhere.
Yes.
So, but that's because you need to teach your team that it's not their job to sell it. It's their job to provide options. So tracking that number of how well they're converting that. And that also can go for CSRs too. How well do your CSRs introduce and sell maintenance? How well does your team introduce and sell maintenance in the home?
But ultimately, they need to be providing those options. Don't make the decision for the homeowner that they don't need it. So I'm not even going to tell them about it. No, let them tell you no, and that's fine. But are we at least even presenting to it? And then do we have goals to try to hit to sell more maintenance or monitoring plans?
Yeah. Okay. Then number 3 is flipping the lead. Y'all know that's contractor lingo for how often, especially on of age equipment, are we making both a recommendation to repair and a recommendation to replace? If both of those are valid options. If they don't need to replace their system, by all means, don't request it. Don't suggest it. But I will say this, odds are if it's 15 years old, if they were to replace great, it's not broken down yet, but y'all know it's got 2 ankles in the grave. Okay. We need to just be making a suggestion, a solution. Again, we are not here to monitor people's bank accounts. We are here to provide solutions. And so by tracking this, it's data for you to be able to determine who is actually better at presenting options. It's not even that they're better salespeople. They're just better at presenting options. So then what you should do is from that data, from that KPI, you now know who should be running the majority of your of age equipment calls. So to get that, your CSRs have to take of age equipment, or the technician when they're in the home has to get the age of the equipment so that you can then start identifying those things. But that KPI of who is actually flipping the lead over to the sales team, whatever that looks like for your company, whether you have sales guys, comfort advisors, project managers, all of those little fun names that y'all love to give them. I don't care how you do it, but are you tracking that return, that flip rate on of age system?
Sure, so that you can dispatch for profit. So
absolutely.
Number 4, average ticket. Okay, this one is so crucial, and this is kind of like across the board. Like, but Lemon Seed, we even talk about that as our own average ticket of our clients, and how we talk about like, hey, if we could just increase our average ticket to this, we can increase our bottom line and our revenue number everywhere if we just get this without having to take on any new clients doing any more things. So average ticket should always be a KPI that you're looking at, and like, do you have goals? Are you actually hitting it? And with just a little bit of fine tuning and modification, that can have tremendous impact on your bottom line.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't just literally think about it like math. Math was the last thing I was successful at in school. But I will say this. Okay, if my average ticket is $700 and I'm trying to get to whatever, $5,000 or $45,000, I can run so many calls at $700, or I can run double the calls if my team can't get it together. But every time I need another lead, that's more money spent. So think, if I can make more with less leads, that's the goal. That is the goal. And sometimes you can even teach your team when you are running calls after call after call, and you're like, well, I got a $200 average ticket. Again, you're not a salesperson, but were you really making the most of these opportunities? And so average ticket, but also, so average ticket on a demand call, average ticket on a maintenance call, average ticket on an install, average ticket on anything that you do. Okay. Average ticket on duct cleanings, average ticket on IAQ calls, average ticket on installs of thermostats, whatever you do. Attic insulation, pest control, all of it still requires you to know. And the deeper you can get with that, there's riches and niches. As deep as you can get on knowledge, the more impactful, number one, your training can be. And also just your projections. Emily's in charge of that part here at Lemon Seed, like making these projections. And literally yesterday, I was like, okay, I can be wishy-washy. Well, I mean, I don't see how can she make true projections if I can at least get us into a range, an average ticket range, right? And so you have to remember that for yourself as the owner. You need to set expectations so that you can project.
Well, and then also, does your team know what that number is? Or like, do they think they're fine just running the $79 tune-up that we send out on the postcard? Like, or do they understand that, like, hey, our goal is to get the foot in the door so we can have an average service ticket of X number of dollars? Do they even know what the goal is?
Yeah, that's a fantastic point, because the odds are they're like, y'all, I don't know about y'all. If two of your tires roll towards the house, it's cost you $79. So you have to get out of that. You have to get where they understand what they're doing. Share with your team why they're doing what they're doing. Okay. And then we get into those average tickets. Let me say one last thing about the final average tickets. On average tickets, the reason that your marketing company wants to know those average tickets is we are trying to determine here, and this is why you should learn them if you do your own marketing. We are trying to determine where is the issue. So are we in a low, too low on our who we're mailing postcards to? Are we getting a lower quality of client? Is it that, or is the offer bringing the average ticket down? Is the offer really successful with getting average tickets up? So by offering the financing offer, 0% financing for 60 months, 5 years, almost unheard of, but it helped us sell more higher end equipment, our average ticket. So our close rate went down slightly, but our average ticket skyrocketed because of the financing offer. So the more information the more ingredients we have, the better cake we're going to have from that.
And then it just helps, like, again, to work backwards of like, hey, if you have an annual revenue goal of $5 million, well, okay, how many calls do you need to have is based off of what your average ticket is. So making this little combination to work backwards so that you can reach your own goals. So, okay.
Number 5,
retention on your maintenance club or on your monitoring club.
Y'all sleep on this.
Yes. I'm like, well, we lost another one. Another one bites the dust.
We brought this up to a client not that long ago on their, we do a monthly scorecard. So the strategist meets with our clients once a month, and they go over every marketing tactic that you have that's been deployed at the moment and what's happening. And they literally were like, hey, so you're hemorrhaging members. And the contractor was like, well, we added 10. I'm like, you lost 25.
Right.
So like we're not getting anywhere. The goal of new customer acquisition for maintenance club members or watchdog programs, whatever you're doing right now, the goal is to keep keeping them. And so one KPI that you can really do, like Emily mentioned here, is retention. So the retention side of that. And then earlier we mentioned the conversion rate and even average tickets, but that's another one on maintenance club that we wanted to reiterate is not only should you be tracking, number 6 is new membership, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your renewal rates, and then your retention. And so are people renewing? Are people adding on? You could run an extra little add-on here would be, what are KPIs of add-ons for maintenance club members? So of our members, 40% over in 2026 added a new IAQ piece of equipment, right? Again, those sound like crazy numbers, but think about if we realized that they were hungry for IAQ, we could weave in more IAQ offers. Your people want them. They like them. Not every market's set for IAQ, right? So that's a good one. And then Emily, we have that one little bonus one up there. This is technically number 7, but we're on day 6. So bear with us. Y'all know what we're doing here.
Online review velocity. So how fast and consistently are reviews coming in? And consistency is a keyword. So not like we did a little review blitz and everyone got real excited and we generate a lot of reviews and then like we slept on it and like we didn't get another review for the rest of the year.
I don't get to it. You got to automate that.
Correct. No, 100%. Because I mean, humans, they're flawed. Okay. Like, let's be real. But
barely. No.
But when you can implement an automatic review strategy of as soon as you complete the job, a review goes out. If it's a 5-star score or above, it gets posted. If not, it flags our team to where, how can we internally handle it? And then do we have a process for following up and responding to every single review that we get?
Bonus tip, respond.
Which I feel like is not rocket science and it's nothing earth shattering. It's nothing new, but it is like that down home, good old, just back to basics thing that you got to do that will really move the needle, because the algorithm of all the things, AI, Google, all of it all feeds and loves that. But then also your actual customer, like they like to see, they got a 1-star review. How did they actually respond to this? Were they like, you're the jerk, you don't know what you're talking about? Or they're like, do they handle in a professional manner? Like that can be so much more telling about what it's like working with this company than what the actual 1-star review actually
Listen,
said.
on day 1, we talked about brand identity. You want to talk about it? Talk about it in Google reviews. As a matter of fact, when we do our strategic intensive, one of the things we look at is your competitors' reviews. What are people saying about your competitors? Because that helps us position you better in the market. And if you are not worried about your own reviews, you're really missing out. Y'all, thanks for listening to day 6 of our 12 days of Christmas, where we are dropping little gifts of marketing thoughts, ideas, best practices all through the month of July. So Merry summer Christmas, I guess. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you for day 7.
Bye.